playing on not the hardest difficulty. Shit. Right. Not the hardest difficulty, but the second hardest. Like, whatever that is. Like, hard but not impossible difficulty. And it was easy, bro. You know? And the third game knows this. You know, the third game isn't trying to scare you. The third game is an action game, you know? Sure, it's still got its, you know, spooky moments. Well, not really, actually. I can't think of, like, any spooky moments. Well, first of all, no dead wife in this game, because the second game, you know, Isaac comes to terms with that, so that's good. And no dead wife. But, ooh, I wonder if since it's going to, it'll be 2 videos. That's not good. I don't know. Where was I? Oh yeah. The third game is the Resident Evil 4. Because Resident Evil 4 knew you weren't scared anymore. You know, Resident Evil 4 wasn't trying to scare you. Resident Evil 4 was trying to do something different. And Dead Space 3 was trying to do something different and not scare you anymore. Because it knew it wasn't scary. Dead Space 3 was an action game, and that's what they were going for. And, like, be honest with yourselves, you know, we are talking like a decade past all of these games. Some of these games are like 12, 13, I don't know. Like, would you really just want Dead Space 1 Part 3? Because, like, again, even though I just praised Dead Space 2, Dead Space 2, you're just also on yet another dark ship again. You know, and you even go back to the Ishimura in the second game at like one part, you know. I mean, would you really just want the exact same game again a third time? You know, no, not really. You want something new. And that's what this did. And I think like the color of the box is completely symbolic, cuz look at these 2 boxes. Very dark and very, like, dark. Synonym for dark. This box, pure white. And that's what makes it stand out. Because, you know, we know what the monster looks like. There's no point in hiding them in the shadows anymore. You know, there's no point in trying to pretend like they're scary anymore. Because if you're playing the third game, by the time you get to the third game, you should be curb stomping them into oblivion, you know? You should be, like, fucking styling on those necromorphs, fucking hitting the gritty on the on the fucking markers and shit, you know? Just, like, doing the fucking... I'm sorry, I'm just way too, like, fucking... I don't know, I get so fucking worked up and shit whenever I make these. I don't know. Dead Space 3 was an action game, and they just keep getting more and more story. You know, Dead Space 1, I thought was really, really limited on the story, and I didn't like how Isaac didn't talk, so they fixed that. Dead Space 2, you got quite a bit more story, and, Isaac talks, and then Dead Space 3, you're having a cutscene like every other fucking level. You know, and you have, like, these whole, like, an actual crew of characters that, yeah, they're not exactly in the exact level with you, but you are going through the game with them. This isn't just, like, because, in the first game, you never, or, like, the few times you are even in the same room with the other characters, you immediately, after that conversation, go out of the room and then never interact with them for like the next 2 hours of gameplay, like actual real life gameplay, you know, or whatever, however long it takes you or whatever. The second game gets a little bit better, you know, but for the most part, you were again never interacting with these people that, like Ellie and whatever the fucking other guy's name was, like the guy who tears the eye out, Ellie's eye specifically, but except for like one section where you like ride an elevator with them or like a train with them, I don't remember what it was. You're never actually with those people. And Dead Space 3 does that. You're never necessarily in the same level, and most of the game you're alone, but I felt like I was actually with these people. It's not just like they're over there. You know, the first and second game, Again, the first game was the worst, the second game got a little bit better, but it just felt like main character over there. Well, you're the main character, so you, every other character over there, you know? Whereas the third game, you really feel like you're going through the game with these people, you know? And they feel right there, and that just, I really like that. It felt like a team, you know? We're a team, we're all in this together, you know? And stuff like that. I don't know. And I really like Dead Space 3's. It changes up quite a bit. It goes from, you can have, like, no longer have 4 guns, you have 2 guns with 2, like, guns, basically. So it's still 4 guns, but it is slightly different. And I mean, I'm fine with that. And now you have, like, weapon crafting, and you have, and like all the different circuits and parts and stuff like that, and I really like all that. You know, I thought it was a little bit to get used to. Like there was a learning curve, there was a whatever to get used to at first, but once you got used to it, you're fine. You know, and I very quickly acclimated to the new game's setup and stuff like that. I don't know. And then the third game's boss was ridiculous. Holy shit. Like, literally, when I saw it, like, I'm not gonna describe it too much, because you should either play through the third game, or because they're, you know, fucking a decade old, and unless you still have a PS3. If you still have a PS3, go for it. If not, just look it up on YouTube. It's cool, too. Like, a whole playthrough, though. Don't just, like, skip to the very, like, literally, when I saw it, I said, holy shit, that is eldritch as fuck. Like, eldritch horror, like, Cthulhu have an ass, you know? And you're like, I don't know, it is crazy. I really like it. And I recently found out you can still play Dead Space 3 online. Dead Space 3 came out in, like, 2013. You can still, in current day, play it online. That is insane. I you know, just for, you know, Shoots and Ladders, decided I'm gonna get the online pass, which is free now. I don't know if it was paid, probably back in the day, but now it's free. So I got the online pass, and I just booted up a random level, and after a minute, some guy joined me, and it was fucking awesome. He was super cool, and we kept, like, crouching over and over. We kept switching guns over and over. I kept aiming over and over like this, like, just every 10 seconds. And, like, we were sharing ammo, and I gave him ammo, he gave me ammo, and it was really fucking cool. And, like, shout out to random guy on PS3, you know, at, like, 11 o'clock at night, the other night. I think it was last night, I don't know. You know, but, like, shout out to my homie. You know, I'll miss you. But, like, I don't know, it was cool. And that leads me into, Dead Space 3 has a second character, Carver, and I'm going to get my brother, probably going to buy him a whole ass PS3, because he doesn't own a PS3. I'm going to buy my brother a PS3, buy him a copy of Dead Space 3, and his first Dead Space is going to be Dead Space 3 2. Because I'm going to play through the whole Dead Space 3 with him as Carver, because Carver, like, has, like, a different campaign slightly and stuff like that, but you can only specifically play as Carver on Dead Space 3 on a separate PlayStation 3 as somebody else's is the host. Like, somebody else has to be the host of the game. You have to specifically be player 2. It's really weird and arbitrary. Like, just give us the separate mode, you know. Devil May Cry has been doing that for fucking ever. Like, you know, just give it to us, game. You know, that's my real biggest complaint with Dead Space 3. Is that, you know, just, like, that really is that's the perfect example. Devil May Cry, since they started including different characters, which is the second game, the first game you could only play as Dante. I don't know if there was maybe, I don't know. But anyways, the second game you had Dante and Lucia, and you could just play as Lucia in her own campaign, and her own campaign was really just Dante's campaign with like the levels slightly shifted around and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, why didn't we get that? You know, why didn't we get a Dead Space 3 special edition? I got limited edition, why didn't I get the special edition with Virgil, featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series? You know what I mean, guys? Like, I don't know. I'm just, that's just what I'm getting at. You know, so, and Dead Space 3, like I said, what kept me going the whole time. I really felt like everyone was there. And, like, I was actually kind of sad when, like, Santos died. Like, you know, spoilers. But, like, I was like, damn, she was actually nice. I liked her, you know? I don't know. Like, I felt worse for her than I did when, like, Ellie died. Wait, no, she didn't die. Never mind. Yeah, she didn't die. I just played this last night. Goddamn, Tyler. But, I don't know. And mark my fucking worms, you guys, because this is exactly what's going to happen. And I will do some random ass, I don't know, I'll do something. But this is exactly what's going to happen. Dead Space is getting a remake of the first game, right? And it's going to be a full-on remake, like not just a remaster, like it's going to be a remake, think Resident Evil 2, alright? Like the remake, I mean, obviously. And then Dead Space 2 is going to get a full remake and like Resident Evil 3 remake, you know, stuff like that. And then, and this is why they're not, because I mean, they could have just put it all, well, since they're doing all the games like fully, they're not just remastering them. Anyways, I digress. After they remake Dead Space 2, they're going to come out with a Dead Space 4 and just skip over ever remaking Dead Space 3 because Dead Space 3 is the redheaded stepchild or the Devil May Cry 2 of the series. Because Devil May Cry has forever tried to just pretend like Devil May Cry 2 doesn't exist because Devil May Cry 2 was bad. Which, boy, do I have some takes on that, because I think Devil May Cry 2 was awesome, except for the main villain's voice. Besides that, every aspect of Devil May Cry 2 was cool. Yeah, fight me, bitch. Debate me in the ring, motherfucker. So that way you have Dead Space 1 remake, Dead Space 2 remake, and then they, you know, once fans get invigorated and stuff like that, and re-pumped up, they announce Dead Space 4, everybody collectively loses their fucking minds, and Dead Space 3 just, you know, just gets lost into space. You know? And we just never talk about it again. And I'll never get a Dead Space 3 remake, and I'll never be able to, with my PS6 by that time, I guess, I don't know. I'll never be able to play Dead Space 3 remake with my brother, and it's your fault because you didn't like Dead Space 3. It's your fault. It's also your fault that, we didn't get Dead Space 4 because you didn't like Dead Space 3, because, like, Isaac survives, at the very end of the credits, you hear his voice and stuff like that. I mean, obviously, yeah. Well, I don't know. They honestly had me going because they had never made a Dead Space 4. They had just stopped at 3. And I was like, damn, Isaac dies. I actually really respect that. But, no, they go back. And it's fine that they go back. I just would have really, again, respected if they actually had the balls to kill him. Because, you could always have him survive in the 4th game, but still have him, quote-unquote, die in the 3rd game. Is just make that scene after the credits be the opening of the 4th game. I don't know. But, yeah. Fuck, I threw the box. So, Dead Space 3. Again, y'all gonna hot take. And, yeah. And I'll do an 8.5. I won't say a 9 because 9's really getting up there. No, you know what? Fuck it, a 9. I had a lot of fun. I did not put it down stop to finish. I literally, like, Dead Space 2 took me, like, a couple days to beat because I would, like, play for a few hours and then stop, and then play for a few hours and then stop. I beat Dead Space 2 in, like, 2 days, guys. And it's, like, a 12-hour game. So, I sat down for, like, 6 hours a day. Like, and I never do that anymore because, you know, I'm an adult, I got a job and shit. But I sat down and I played this shit for, like, 6 hours a day. And didn't put it down. So, 9 out of 10, motherfucker. Fight me. So, 6.5. Whatever I gave this, I don't remember. I think an 8. Yeah? I don't know. Quote me on that. And that I do mean, like, if, you know, go back and if I didn't say it, or if you just remember. 6.5, 8, 9. And that's just my opinion, my feelings, it's my video, and fight me, because y'all just didn't get Dead Space 3. It was the Resident Evil 4 of the franchise, but everybody loved Resident Evil 4. Everybody hated Dead Space 3. It just got the wrong end of the multiverse with that. You know, there's a universe out there where we have like a Dead Space 7 instead of a Resident Evil 7. Well, we're up at the 8th game now. We have Dead Space 8 instead of a Resident Evil 8. Alright. We are at 50 minutes. This will be my longest video yet. I pray for my upload to YouTube. And this has been Scavenger Reviews. Dead Space Reviews. I will see y'all on the next one.